right, so here's our Saturday yoga in the park, 2 weeks in a row, nice. And today is Saturday, July 11th. So for the next hour, I want you to just relax, make this all about you, do what you need to do for your practice. You want to just relax on your mat the whole time? Feel free to do that as well, all right? We're going to start with some relaxation, so let's go down onto our backs. Let your arms rest at your sides, palms open, face to the sky. Now close our eyes and start to breathe in through the nose, expanding our belly, back, and rib cage as we inhale. Exhaling out through the nose as well. Wow, we're deeply breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Let's soften the face. Relaxing our eyes. Relaxing our jaw. Breathing away any tightness in the neck and the shoulders. And then let's guide our breath into our arms, breathing from our shoulders to our fingertips. Now let's guide our breath into our legs, and we'll breathe from our hips to our toes. Now let's guide our breath into our spine. We'll breathe from the top of our head to the tip of our tailbone. Feel your breath actually weaving itself in between each segment of your spine. Let's inhale, lift just the right arm towards the sky. Exhale, let it float back behind you. You're going to stretch out through the right arm and the right leg and push out through your right heel. Let the right side relax. Inhale the left arm towards the sky. Exhale, let it float back behind you. Stretching out through the left arm and the left leg, pushing out through left heel. And then let the left side relax. And now let's reach out through both arms and both legs, pushing out through the heels and reaching out through the fingertips. And then again, let everything go soft. We'll inhale the arms back up towards the sky. Exhale, return them to your sides. Let's turn our head to the left. Bring the head back up and turn it off to the right. Again, back to neutral and turn to your left. We'll come back up and turn to the right. And then return to that neutral place. Now let's bring the right knee all the way up to the chest. Once it's there, we'll flex and point our right foot. And then slowly start to roll the ankle. Lead with your big toe. And then just let your foot relax. We'll switch the legs. In goes the left, out goes the right. Same thing, let's flex and point our foot. Rolling the ankle around slowly. Lead with the big toe towards the midline of your body. And then we'll just let that foot rest. Let's bring the right knee back in. We'll give ourselves a nice tight hug. And then let's flex our feet and spread your toes out as wide as you can. Scrunching them up super tight. Opening them wide, scrunching them tight. Open them wide, and then scrunch them tight. And then just let your feet relax. And gently rock a few times side to side. Come back to neutral and let's circle the knees around, massaging our lower back. And then let's reverse. And then just keep your knees hugged in. And then let's ease up a little bit. We'll set our left foot on the mat. And let's place our right ankle on our left thigh. Use your right hand to push gently on that right inner thigh and just breathe into the right side of your hip. Ease up from there, and then we'll bring the right knee back in towards the chest and extend the heel towards the ceiling. Let your hands reach up as close to your ankle as you can, and then think about pulling your toes over your head. And then let's release, let that leg float down. And then we can rebend that knee. And let's place left ankle on right thigh this time. Use your left hand to push gently on that inner thigh. And then let's bring the left knee back in towards our chest. Extend the leg up, reach as high as you can. And again, think about pulling toes over your head. And then let the leg float all the way down. Once there, let's rebend that knee. And we'll bring our knees in close for another nice tight hug. A few more gentle rocks side to side. And then just hang out in a neutral place. I want you to feel your belly button tightening. And as it's tightening, press through the back of your ribs and just round up so your nose is close to your knees. As we exhale, let's roll all the way up. And then once we're up, we can sit cross-legged. Let's open our palms to the sky. Let the back of your hands rest on your knees and just close your eyes. Breathing deeply in through the nose, out through the nose. Feeling your shoulders fall away from your ears. Now let your chin drop to your chest and breathe into the back of your neck. Let's inhale, lift, tip our head back, open our throat. Again, draw that chin all the way to the chest. Inhale, lift the head, tip back, open the throat. Again, exhale, chin into chest. And inhale, lift it back, open your throat. And then just bring that head back to a neutral place. Let's place our hands together at heart center. We're going to form a nice little triangle with our thumb and index fingers. I want you to take a big inhale. Now as we exhale, I want you to press the triangle towards the sky. Inhale as we draw back down, the elbows and forearms meet, and then they can open wide. So we're going to exhale as we press up. And we're going to inhale as we pull back down. Try again. Exhale as we press up. And inhale, pull back down. Once more. Exhale as we press up. And then inhale as we pull down. Let all of your fingers lace. And we'll press our palms away from our body. Breathe across the upper back and the back of your shoulders. And then just rotate so your palms face your body as if you're holding a big ball. While we're remaining nice and tall, let's start rotating gently to our left. Inhale back through neutral and exhale, roll to the right. Inhale back to neutral. Exhaling off to the left. Inhale again to neutral and exhale to the right. And then just inhale back to that neutral place. Let's lower the arms and return to our seated mountain pose. Draw the shoulders right up into your ears. And then let the shoulders fall away from the ears. Try again, draw the shoulders into our ears. And we'll let them fall away. Once again, draw the shoulders into the ears. And then let them fall away. And then let's roll our shoulders from back to front. Now let's go a little bit bigger. And then we'll just let the arms open nice and wide. Open your throat, open your heart. Good, and then we can let the arms float all the way down. Let's take one more inhale in our seated position. Exhale, everything goes soft. And then we can make our way onto our hands and knees. So whenever we're weight bearing in the hands, we want to make sure we distribute the weight. We want to keep our fingers wide spread. We're going to turn our palms in slightly as if when you brought them together, they'd form this little triangle. And you want to feel that weight pressing more towards the index finger knuckle and lifting the outer edges of your palms. That's going to relieve any stress in your wrist and your shoulders. Meanwhile, we've got our belly button tight, we've got our hips over our knees, and our feet just softly resting on the mat. Let's sink our navel as we lift our tailbone, lift our head, open our heart for cow. And then as we exhale, we'll scoop and round for cat. Let's inhale, open for cow. Exhale, round for cat. Again, inhale, open for cow. And exhale, round for cat. Once more, inhale, open for cow. And then exhale, round for cat. And then we just make our way back to our neutral place. Let's extend the left leg behind us and push out through the left heel. While it's there, let's do a little point and flex with our foot. And then just keep the foot flexed and extend the right arm forward. Allow your right palm to rotate towards the sky. Let's exhale back down and we'll switch. Pushing our right leg back this time, extend out through the right heel. And then simply point and flex your foot a few times. And then we'll just keep the foot flexed. Extend the left arm forward and let your palm rotate towards the sky. Good, and then exhale, return to all fours. From there, we'll widen our knees. We'll keep our big toes close together. Push back with your tailbone. Let your chest drop between your knees, forehead on the mat. And then just keep extending out through your fingertips. Breathe from your shoulders. Let's flip our palms over and again find that good solid hand position. Tucking our toes, we make our way up into downward facing dog. So we're going to let our head drop through the arms. Allow your ribs to pull closer to your thighs. And then feel that lengthening going all the way up the back of your legs and down the length of your spine. Let's nod our head yes a few times. And then we'll shake your head no. And then just let your head be where it is. Walking our dog a few times, we lift and lower each heel individually. And then let's raise our heels together and let them drop down. Again, let's raise our heels and let them drop down. Once more, raising the heels and dropping them down. Inhale, move into plank. Belly button is tight, but the buttocks is relaxed, and you're pushing out through the back of your inner knees. Remember to keep that weight pressing towards the index finger knuckles of your hands. Let's press back up into down dog. Inhale into plank. Exhale again, downward facing dog. Once more, inhale into plank. Now let's modify to the knees. And then from there, we're gonna lower elbows wide, chest down, hips down, elbows tuck in. Inhale, lengthen first, and then rise into cobra. Exhale, let's go back down, elbows wide, chest down, hips down, elbows tuck in. Inhale, rise, cobra. And once more, elbows are wide. As we lower, we tuck them in and inhale, rise again into cobra. From there, let's push all the way back, extended child's pose, and breathe. We'll tuck our toes and make our way back up into downward facing dog. From there, we're ready to take a giant step forward with our right foot. We can use as many steps as we need to get there. We can even use our hand to help get it in place. We've got knee over ankle, eyes looking out, weight in our big toe, second toe. That's gonna keep the weight in the right part of your foot so you don't roll off to the edge. Once you feel like you're stable, see if you can lift your upper body and just extend the arms wide. It's a little different on the slope and the bumpy ground. Now let your hands come to your heart and just press your palms together. Let's inhale towards the sky and exhale as we fold forward. We'll step the right foot back, bringing us back into plank, and then we're back up into downward facing dog. Left foot steps through the hands. Knee over ankle. Now another way you could do this is to modify onto your right knee. If you want to keep it modified, that's fine. We want to keep our weight in our left big toe, second toe, and then when you feel stable, let's lift upper body. Then we can just add the arms out nice and wide. Good, breathe. Now let's see about lifting the arms up and letting them draw into your heart. And let's come forward. Hands again to the mat. We'll step back into plank. From there, we're gonna lower. So you can either modify to your knees or do it all in one piece. Elbows go wide, chest comes down, hips come down. Inhale, let's rise into cobra. And exhale, tuck your toes. Come on back up into down dog. Now let's step the right foot forward again. And then the left foot comes forward. And we're gonna turn our toes in, our heels out slightly, and start to roll the body up. Let's reach up to the sky and exhale into your heart. Try again, reach to the sky and exhale to our heart. Once again, inhale to the sky, and this time exhale. Let's fold all the way forward. Inhale to look out. Exhale as we melt. Inhale, let's roll up again. Reach high to the sky. And exhale to our heart. Inhale to the sky and exhale, folding forward. Let's inhale, look out, and exhale as we sink. Now we step back, right foot and left foot into plank. Modify if you'd like, lowering down. Elbows wide, chest down, hips down, elbows tuck in. Inhale, rise, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's inhale forward to plank. And exhale again, downward facing dog. Right foot forward, left foot forward, toes and heels out. Inhale, rolling up, reaching to the sky. Exhale to our heart. There's our first sun salutation. Inhale again to the sky. Exhale as we fold. Inhale looking out. And exhale as we sink. Left foot back, right foot back plank. Modify if you'd like. Lowering down, elbows are wide. Chest comes down, hips come down, elbows tuck in. Inhale, rise, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale again to plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot forward, right foot forward. Toes in, heels out. Inhale, roll up. Reach to the sky. Exhale again to the heart. Inhale, touch the sky. Exhale, folding the body forward. Inhale, look out. Exhale as we sink. Right foot back, left foot back, plank. Modify if you'd like. Lowering down, elbows wide, chest down, hips down, elbows tuck in. Inhale, rise into cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale once again to plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Now let's step the right foot between the hands and remain in your lunge. From there, we're going to sink our left heel to the mat. Turn your left toes out and draw a straight line from your right heel to the back of your left heel. Meanwhile, we've got knee over ankle, weight in our right big toe, second toe, and we're going to start to lift upper body. Hip bones are square, facing forward. We've got our shoulders stacked, and then you can add the arms and create your warrior one. So I want you to think about just extending your fingertips towards that open sky. Long, strong reaching arms, but soft shoulders. So we're not feeling any tension in our neck, no tension in the shoulders, but we're feeling very energized. Let's open the arms wide. Stay long in the waist, and let's hinge forward so our ribs come close to that front thigh, and there's warrior airplane. From there, let's place the left hand on the mat. Lift to the ball of your left foot so you're back in lunge. And then let's start to rotate at the waist so our right hand reaches towards the sky for twisting lunge. Now as we exhale, we'll bring the right hand down inside the right foot, so that way we can walk ourselves around and end up in a straddle facing the wide edge of our mat. We want our toes either straight ahead or turning in slightly. We've got our hands under our shoulders. Perhaps we need to bend our knees in order to get our hands on the mat. That's perfectly fine. We're gonna inhale to look out. And then as we exhale, let's melt the upper body. So just let your elbows bend, your forearms drop. We want to try to really relax the upper body. So bent knees, perfectly fine. Let's press down through the palms, push the arms straight once again. From there, we're going to inhale, flat back, look out. And then exhale, open the arms and show me your airplane. So we've got really strong abdominals here supporting the spine. On the next inhale, let's slowly lift to standing. Very good. Now once you're up, adjust your feet so they're a little wider than your hips with your toes and your heels out. Turn your palms to the sky. 5-pointed star. Everything is open. We can feel the top of our head being drawn towards the sky. Breathing across all that space. Let's lower the right arm. It's going to make a full circle around. And then do the same with your left arm. Full circle around. Lowering the right. Full circle around. Lowering the left. And full circle around. Now let's lift both arms up towards the sky, letting just your fingertips meet. Again, no tension in the shoulders or the neck. And then try to get your palms to press closer together. Let's place our fingers and press our index fingers together. And then let those arms lower in front until we feel that deep open stretch across the upper back of our shoulders. From there, we're ready to reopen the arms and return to start. And then let's turn our right toes to the front of our mat once again. Align your right heel with your left arch this time, so our foot position is a little bit different, and we want to make sure that the front of our body remains facing the side of our mat. Once you have your stance, you bend the right knee. Check to make sure that it's over your ankle without going past your toes, and you can feel your weight in your right big toe, second toe. Meanwhile, we're looking out over that right palm. Let's bring right forearm to right thigh, reach the left arm high. And then we're going to let the left arm start to lower. It's going to make that nice full circle again. But this time on the way up, as it starts to go back down, we're going to reach out with the right, lift the right towards the sky, and then rotate your right palm. And there's our reverse warrior. So notice that lower body has not changed. Let's bring ourselves back into warrior two. And then we'll start pulling the right leg straight without locking, and that should bring us right back to where we started. Good, now pull your left hip to the left and reach your right arm out as far as you can go. Once we can't go any farther, that's when we get to lower the right and lift the left. So remember, in triangle, it matters not if you can get your hand to the mat. What matters is that we're open and flat. So when you gaze up at that left hand, you want it directly over your shoulder. And you want to think about pressing your body open against an invisible wall. Very nice. Let's take one more inhale. On the exhale, start to rebend your right knee. Going back into extended angle, so you can either place your right forearm back on your thigh, or you could reach your right hand to the mat. Now start to lower the left arm alongside your left ear with your palm facing the ceiling. So we want to get the side of our ribs facing the sky. And that becomes side angle pose. Let's inhale our left arm back up. And as we exhale, begin to revolve the upper body. Once we've got both hands back on the mat, let's return to our lunge. Good, from there, we're gonna step the left foot forward. Big toes close while heels are apart. Let's inhale, roll up. Reach high, touch the sky. And then exhale into the heart. Inhale again to the sky. And exhale, pull forward. Inhale, look out. And exhale as we fold. Left foot steps back. Right foot steps back, plank. Modify if you'd like. Lowering down, elbows wide, chest down, hips down, tuck elbows in. Inhale, lengthen, rise, cobra. Exhale, tuck toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, return to plank. and exhale, down dog. Left foot steps forward. So we're getting our foot right between our hands once again, eyes looking out. Now sink your right heel to the mat and turn your right toes out about 45 degrees. Draw that straight line from left heel to right heel. Push your weight into your left big toe, second toe, and then start lifting upper body. We want those hip bones facing the end of our mat. We want our shoulders stacked over our hips, and then we can add the arms. And there's warrior one. So remember, we're feeling our fingertips being drawn towards the big open sky, but we're not feeling any tension or tightness in the shoulders or the neck. Good, and let your arms open wide. And from there, stay long in the waist, and let's hinge forward, bringing us into our warrior airplane. Bring the arms alongside your ears, and let's inhale back up into warrior one. Exhale, let's fold all the way forward. Lift to the ball of your right foot, so we're back in lunge. Push your right heel into the mat, and then inhale your left arm to the side. On the exhale, let's revolve at the waist, and there's our twisting lunge. Good, breathe. Let's exhale the left hand down inside your left foot. Proceed to walk yourself around into your straddle. So now we should be facing the other wide edge of our mat. So our toes are either straight ahead or we've got them turned in slightly. Bending our knees as much as we need to. We're going to inhale to look out. And then as we exhale, we're going to mount. And then see about sliding your fingertips under the outer edges of your feet and pulling down. So while we're pulling with those strong arms, we want to make sure that we're not feeling any work or strain in the shoulders or the neck. Now let's release our fingers. Return your palms to the mat. So we've got shoulders over the wrists as we're pressing the arms straighter and straighter. Inhale, we're looking out with our flat back. Adding the arms when ready, bringing us into our straddle airplane. And then inhaling as we rise. And once we're fully upright, we make sure that our feet are a little wider than our hips with our toes in, our heels out, and our palms open to the sky for 5 handstand. Let's inhale the arms towards the sky. Exhale the right arm down, so it's going to just rest on the outside of your right thigh, and then I want you to start inching the right hand farther down, but keeping your left hand straight up. And that's our standing gait pose. Inhale the right arm back up. Exhale, let's lower the left. The left starts inching down the outside of that thigh, but our right hand is still reaching to the sky. And let's inhale the left hand back up. We'll let just our fingertips meet overhead. Always keeping the arms just a little bit in front of your ears. And then allow your palms to press. We'll lace all of our fingers. Press your index fingers together. And then I want you to start to bend your elbows so your forearms and your elbows come close. Let's re-extend the arms straight out. From there, we're going to open both arms and return to start. Let's turn left toes to the front end of our mat. Align our left heel with our right arch, keeping the body facing the side of our mat. And then you can bend the left knee. Remember, your feet are not glued to your mat, so you find that place where you're feeling stable and balanced. You've got the same amount of weight into both feet, but the weight that's in that front foot is residing in your big toe and your second toe. And feeling the power of Warrior Two. Good. The right arm's going to lower down. As it makes it full circle and comes back down, we're going to lift the left. Rotate your left palm towards the sky, and there's reverse warrior. We'll find our way back into Warrior Two, seeking that power once again. And then we can pull the left leg straight without locking. And that brings us right back into that start position. So we're imagining ourselves pressed up against an invisible wall behind us. And we're going to start to pull the right hip to the right. Extend the left arm out as far as it will reach. Once we can't go any further, we're going to lower the left and lift the right. And again, we're seeking to keep the arms and the legs straight, the spine long and open, not necessarily getting our hand all the way to the mat, but focusing on the openness of our triangle. We've got our right hand directly above that right shoulder. We can almost feel our right hip pressing a little bit forward as the right shoulder draws a little bit back. From there, we're going to bend the left knee. You can either rest your forearm on your thigh or reach your left hand to the mat. Let's start lowering the right arm alongside that right ear. Right palm faces the sky. Side angle pose. Let's inhale that right arm back up. On the exhale, we'll start to revolve the upper body. Let's return to the ball of our right foot. Once our hands are in place, we're back in our lunge. Good, and then we'll step right foot forward. Big toes close, heels apart. Let's inhale, roll up. Reach high, touch the sky. Exhale, return to your heart. Inhale again to the sky. And exhale, fold forward. Let's inhale, look out. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Now let's start to bend our knees as if we're going to sit back into a tiny chair. And while you're doing that, I want you to think about bringing your knees closer together. We're going to lift our ribs away from our thighs and then add our arms alongside of our ears and just keep lifting the upper body for chair pose. Relax the shoulders and breathe. Inhale, let's rise out of our chair. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale again, extend. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, let's look out. And exhale, fold deeper. Now let's take the right leg behind us and push out through the heel. Hands can form a tripod with your left foot, and this is simply tripod balance. So we want to feel our weight pressing into our left big toe, second toe. We can feel the navel holding tight to our spine. If you want to move into half moon, simply move your left hand so your left thumb forms a straight line with your left pinky toe. Start to roll your right hip away from the mat, and then add that right arm towards the sky. As we exhale, if the right hand is lifted, you can bring it back down. And then I want you to step the right foot back into your lunge. Once we've made it back into our lunge, we're going to pull the left leg straight once again, but now we're going to push our right heel towards the mat. Let your left toes lift, and then let your upper body melt into your left thigh. Breathe into your hamstrings. And then see if you can let your toes sink back into the mat. Let's start to rebend the left knee. Return to the ball of your right foot. That brings us back into lunge. Now let's bring both hands to the inside of our left foot and let your right knee melt into the mat. So we're going to just press through the top of our right foot, and we're going to make sure that knee stays over the ankle, and see if you can walk your hands a little farther out and start to bend the elbows. So we're going to let our forearms sink closer to the mat, and in this dragon pose we should feel some good stretch in the back of our left thigh and the front of our right thigh. Let's walk the hands in closer. And then we'll send our left leg behind us, hip level. Push out through that left heel. We'll add our right arm forward, bringing us back into spinal balance. Now bring the right hand down and set your left toes down. Good, and then step your right foot back, and there we are in our plank. Now we're going to make sure that our right shoulder is directly over our right wrist, and we're going to turn and open for side plank. And we know that our modification is to set the side of the right knee on the mat, and that'll just help support us. As we exhale, let's come back around into our full plank and press back up into down dog. Do a few walks of your dog. And then just raise both of your heels and sink them back down. Let's step right foot forward, left foot forward, toes in, heels out. Inhale, let's roll up. Reach high and touch the sky. Exhale, return to the heart. Inhale again to the sky. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look out. Exhale as we melt. So now we're going to switch sides. We're going to extend the left leg behind us, hip level. We'll position our hands so they form a nice tripod with that right foot. Keep that weight pressing into your right big toe, second toe. And we can stay in our tripod or move into half moon by aligning right thumb with right pinky toe. Opening left arm towards the sky. As we exhale, let's bring the left hand down if it's lifted. We'll step way back with our left foot, bending our right knee, and we're back in our lunge. Once we've made it back to lunge, start to pull your right leg straight, sink your left heel into the mat, and lift your right toes. Let your upper body melt down into that right thigh. And then see about sinking your toes back down onto the mat. We'll take one more inhale. On our exhale, start to rebend the right knee. Come back up onto the ball of your left foot. And then let's bring both hands to the inside of our right foot as we lower the left knee to the mat. Now we'll start walking the hands out a little further. Go wherever you can go, and then bend the elbows. And we're gonna try to sink a little bit deeper. All the while being conscious of keeping your right knee from pushing past your toes. Breathing into the front of our left thigh and the back of our right thigh. And then from there, we can walk the hands in a little closer. Let's extend the right leg behind us, hip level, push out through that right heel, and then add your left arm forward, bringing us back into spinal balance. Now lower the left and keep the right leg straight, and then set your right toes down. Step your left foot back. We're back into our good strong plank. And now we've got our left shoulder over our left wrist as we turn and open for side plank. Modifying to the side of our knee if we need to. As we exhale, let's come back around into our plank. Once more pressing up into downward facing dog. A few more walks of our dog. Raising up our heels and pressing them down. And then from there, let's ease down onto our knees. Let them separate while our big toes remain close, and then we'll push back with our tailbone. Walk your hands a little farther out as you drop your chest between your knees, forehead on the mat. Turn your palms more towards the sky and feel that long, deep stretch going down the sides of your body, all the way down the tailbone. Let's go ahead and pass the right arm through the left armpit and let your shoulder melt into your mat. Good, let's bring the right arm out and we'll switch, passing left through right. And then we'll bring the left arm out and push all the way back through that tailbone. Let's flip the palms over, scoop the belly in and round up for your cat. Sink the navel, lift and open for cow. Again, let's round for cat. Open for cow. And once more, round up for cat. And lift and open for cow. And then we're back to our neutral spine. From here, let's go ahead and sit onto our left hip. We're gonna bring our knees and our feet as close together as our body allows. So maybe that means splaying your knees apart a little bit, that's okay. The goal is to be able to sit without having to keep your hand holding you in place. So we wanna hold our right ankle with our right hand, send our left arm high, and then do a little side stretch to your right. Let's inhale that left arm back up. Exhale the left hand down And now we're gonna take our right foot and step it across the bent left knee. We wanna try to make sure that we're not leaning off to one side. Bring that right upper arm inside your right thigh, good. And then walk your left hand a little further behind you and just press down into your palm. As we inhale, we're gonna sit a little taller, a little straighter. And then as we exhale, turn and look over your left shoulder. Let's inhale our right arm high. Exhale, we can float it down. And then once it's down, let's stretch the right leg out straight, but we'll keep the left knee bent and just press your foot against that right inner thigh. Place your hands on either side of your right leg, and then we're gonna start walking our hands forward, pushing back through the tailbone. Think about pulling your belly button towards your thigh. Not your head, but your belly button. And once you get stuck and you can't go any farther, close your eyes and breathe into that tightness. As we inhale, we'll come back up. All right, now let's switch. So now we can sit on our right hip. Gonna bring our knees and feet as close together as our bodies allow. Want to be able to hold our left ankle with our left hand while the right arm is reaching high and a little side bend. And let's inhale back up. Exhale that right hand down. And now we'll step our left foot across the bent right knee. Let's bring the upper portion of our left arm against that inner left thigh. Let your right hand walk a little farther back behind you. Inhale, sit up tall and open. And then exhale, rotate so you can look over your right shoulder. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale as we open. And then let's stretch the left leg out straight. We'll keep our right knee bent and place your foot so it's right up against your left inner thigh. Hands on either side of your left leg. Start to walk your hands forward. Again, we're gonna lead with the belly button. And when you get stuck and it feels like you can't go any farther, breathe into those tight spots. And let's inhale our way back up. And then we'll stretch out both legs. We'll keep a tiny little bit of a bend in our knees so that we can come forward and hook around our big toes. All right, and then while you're doing that, I want you to pull your ribs close to your thighs. And then start to push your legs out straighter while you're still keeping your ribs on your thighs. So don't worry about getting your legs all the way straight, but think about really melting your upper body into your thighs. And then as we inhale, we can free our toes and roll back up. Good, and then once we're back up, let's bend our knees. We'll place our hands behind our thighs. Let your shoulders fall away from your ears. I want you to scoop the belly and round your spine, chin to chest. And then inhale, we're gonna lift and open, tip the head back just enough to open the throat. Again, scoop the belly in as you round and kind of hang back into your arms. And then inhale as we lift, opening the throat. And then just find that neutral spine. You're gonna hold the belly button super tight, and then find your balance on your tailbone. Work at keeping your back really straight as you start to extend your legs. And just go where you can without rounding your back. Then see if you can add your arms. And then we'll start to open. Once you've made it all the way down, flex your feet, stretch out through your fingertips. And then feel your body go a little soft. Let's rebend the knees, walk the feet in. And let's take our right ankle, place it on our left thigh. Use your right hand to push on your right inner thigh. So we're back to where we started, but hopefully we're feeling some more openness in that right hip. From there, let's lift the left foot. You can thread your hands behind your left thigh and pull those legs closer to your body while you continue to open that right knee. And then see if you can extend your left leg up towards the sky and walk your hands closer to your ankle, continuing to draw those legs towards your body. And then let's bend that knee. You can rest your foot down. Cross your right leg farther over the left, like we're just sitting with our legs crossed. Arms can open wide, and let's drop both of our knees to the left, keeping our right shoulder on the mat. We'll come back to neutral. Let's uncross. And this time you can place your left ankle on your right thigh. Use your left hand to push gently on that inner thigh. And again, we should feel this in the outside of that left hip. Now lift the right foot. Let your hands thread behind your right thigh. Continue to pull both legs in closer while opening that left knee. And then let's extend the right leg higher. Walk your hands up towards your ankle. And just keep drawing that leg closer. And let's release. We can rebend the right knee. Rest your foot on the mat. Cross your left leg farther over the right. And then open your arms wide. And let's start dropping knees right as we're looking left. And then we'll come back to that neutral place. Let's uncross. Keeping the knees bent and the feet down. Let's bring the arms closer to the body, palms facing the sky. Toes in slightly, heels out slightly. We're going to tighten the belly and start to draw the pelvis off the mat. So lift your hips, making sure you're not feeling any weight in your neck, but you're feeling lots of activation in your buttocks, in your hamstrings. We're not feeling any pressure in your thighs or your knees. While we're in bridge, let's clasp our hands beneath us. Try walking your shoulder blades a little bit closer together, pressing your knuckles into the mat, and continuing to lift those hips. And then go ahead and release your hands. And inch by inch, we're going to melt ourselves back down. And it should feel really nice to get the back melted into your mat. Let's bring our feet a little closer together. We're going to let the knees fall open while the soles of our feet rest together. when you want, you can just let your legs extend out. And adjust yourself on your mat until you're feeling as if you're floating. So there's no pressure points. You're just going to find that place where everything can let go and release. And we're going to picture ourselves in the park, on the grass, with the gentle warmth of the sun, warming the body, and a cool breeze blowing gently across. We can hear the birds in the background. Our body just conforming with the terrain of the earth. Continuing to breathe deeply, guiding our breath into all those nooks and crannies, lingering a bit longer in the areas that give us some kind of issue. Do your little bit of good where you are. It is those little bits of good put all together that overwhelm the world. Let us set aside all of our anxious thoughts, making a choice to live today with courage, with hope, with an open heart and a grateful heart, and extending random acts of kindness every single day. Know that my soul honors your soul. I honor the place in you where the entire universe resides. I honor the light, the love, the truth, the beauty, and the peace within you, because it is also within me. In sharing these things, we are united, we are the same, we are one. Namaste.